choose your side. You gotta choose your side. It's do or die. I said it's do or die. I said it's conflict in all areas, nigga. You choose the side. You could win or you could lose, nigga. It's do or die. Energy don't lie, it just testify for what they saying. I just look them deep into their eyes, going against the God in me. Now that's suicide. Higher self, higher level, higher wealth. To move like this, you gotta put your pride upon yourself. They say money is power, but knowledge way stronger.
Hey, what you say is true. The Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous. Do you think your Wu-Tang saw Can You Beat Me?
They say money is power, but knowledge way stronger. My soul pure gold, so I live way longer. My mind think righteous, yeah, my bloodline chosen. My energy is positive, words unspoken, I'm so illuminated. I shine brighter than Illuminati. Walking on water, now they really know I'm God body. Gifted from birth, so the life I face is hard body. Had so much love in my heart, they had to apply pressure. Now I'm a fine diamond, yeah, said I'm a fine diamond.
Shadow boxing. And the Wu-Tang sword style.
No matter how hard they try, I found myself in divine timing. Now they follow what I say like my name Simon. Led the chosen ones to victory in divine timing. The time is near, the signs are clear. 144, activation is here. We rise in the vibration with no fear. Oh, the Thundercats we all hear. And now it just don't seem fair. It just don't seem fair.
Welcome. Hey. Let's go over here. Let's see. Allow TikTok to access your near devices. Not now. Just wanted to go live. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Hey, welcome. What's going on here? Welcome. What's my background looking like? Welcome TikTok. Had to go live from my phone again. Hopefully I'm recording, if you will. Let's see. Thank you. Hey, everybody over here. I'm doing my little TikTok on the phone thing again. I'm not sure what this background thing is all about, but let's see. Oh my God. It is what it is. But I do believe I'm live on TikTok. Yep. Let's see. Oh boy. Well, welcome to Let's Talk. It's your girl. Let's Talk with Jazzy Wanda. Hey, here to talk about it, keeping it real and relevant. I'll give it another shot, if you will, because I'm here to just talk about it. Talk about the climate, the political climate that we got going on out here is incredible. You would not believe the level of buffoonery, if you will, the level of foolishness that we got going on out here in the world today. And I've been around for a minute, and it's the same old climate. If you don't like a certain candidate, you spew hate not only to the candidate, but those who might, agree with the candidate, those who might side. It was the same thing with Ford, Reagan, Nixon, if you will, Carter. I mean, if you do not agree, the only reason why it's so prevalent and relevant in our face today is social media and the internet. That's exactly what it is. So it's sad on so many levels. And, just for disclosure purposes, I'm not a Democrat, nor am I a Republican. Have never been, if you will. And no, hold on, let me back up. I may have been a Democrat at one point in time, maybe for 4 years, if you were in the very beginning of my be turning 18 and being allowed to vote. And after I saw the atmosphere and the buffoonery, if you will, of the psychological warfare that they played, you know, what I was able to see back then, I came out of the parties. Being a leader, I came out of the parties because, in my opinion, I wanted to be independent of taking a side. And so that's how, for me, I became, an independent. I wanted to have a right to choose how I believed and what I agree with rather than a party affiliation and having to vote because I'm in that party affiliation. Oh, if I'm a Democrat, I got to vote Democrat line. If I'm a Republican, I got to. But the atmosphere today, why it's so prevalent, is because of the internet, social media, and all of the different news channels, if you will, that's not the broadcasting news channels. It's not what you want to call it, NBC, ABC, if you will. So, the climate of these podcasts and the climate of some of these channels and reels, if you will, they keep it real, they keep it relevant, and they keep it raw as opposed to NBC, ABC, MSNBC, CNN. They have to say what they're told to say. They have to give us, if you will, in my opinion, the lies, because I believe for years and years and years, the news has fed us nothing but what they had to feed us, else they wouldn't have had a job if they didn't feed us what they feed us. But I want to talk about the climate of the psychological warfare, that political psychological warfare that we got going on. It's okay, in my opinion, to dislike, okay, to dislike, if it's not your candidate, so you dislike. But the level of hate that the atmosphere has allowed itself toward the person that America chose, if you will, to be in position, that what they're doing to the guy now is the same thing they did to Obama, is the same thing they did to Clinton, the same thing they did to Nixon. It's just on a whole nother level as time elevated up the calendar, if you will, in the centuries, if you will. It just got a little bit more bolder, a little bit more different, and a little bit more deeper. But let's talk about the arena that we're in now about our government, if you will. We as a people find ourselves blaming the guy that America chose as president. Keep in mind, we have a legislation, we have House of Representatives, we have senators, and we have the Congress. He can't do nothing without them passing it. So I see where we point so much fingers at. He's the commander in chief, but he ain't he doesn't have the power that the people want to believe he has the power that he has. He does not. No president has ever had. If you remember when Obama was in office, he couldn't get nothing passed. They wouldn't let the poor guy do nothing because the Democrats wasn't in control. The Republicans had the power to stop, to not pass, and that's exactly what they did when Obama was in office. Nothing he wanted to get passed would they allow. Okay? So it's the same old atmosphere. It's the same old thing, different time, different exposure, if you will. We're in a time where we find that our government, some of us, if your mind is woke enough to realize along life's journey that the government has never been for its people, it has always been crooked. Okay, and it has been even more exposed after Doge and Elon Musk went in there and exposed the spending, if you will, of the uh, uh, the government. And so we're a lot more prevalent to what's been going on, how they've been robbing us, when, in my opinion, they've been robbing us. Are they telling me to swipe, swipe, swipe for what? Swipe, swipe, swipe. Okay, y'all got to forgive me because TikTok is like my first time, real time performance. I don't need to know that right now. Okay, thank you, TikTok, but I didn't need to know that. Welcome over there on TikTok. I'm just rattling. I'm talking about the political arena that we're in now and how I really want to get to the root of where I'm trying to go with this. But what we are experiencing is the exposure of a government that some of us may have known all along that they have been doing what they have been doing, but we had no proof. Now we got the proof. Okay, now we got the proof. Now we got a guy in office that the multitude of, at least it's being put in our face. Let's put it like that. Because the amount of people that voted for the guy outweighed supposedly the amount of people that didn't. But the level of hate that we're seeing, and maybe it's just because it comes across my timeline or I see it, is incredible. The same thing that went on with Obama. The level of hate, as us as human, us as American people, us as believing in the system that they have in place, that we go, we vote, may the best man win or the best woman, if we ever could get to have a woman as president. We made it to one as vice president, but we, whoever wins, the opposite party loses respect for them because their candidate did not win. That makes no kind of sense to me as a people and as a nation, that we don't rally behind whoever is the winner, whether we believe in them or not. Okay? Whether we believe in them or not. The level of hate, as us children of God, if you will. Okay, and I'm quite sure we got some agnostics and some non-believers in the mix, but the level of believers that are carrying on with the level of hate, and I'm not talking about the hate toward the president, but if you believe in the candidate that's in office now, they come for you at your throat, if you will. Makes no kind of sense, because everybody has a right to believe and choose how they desire to believe and choose in the political arena. It has gotten to the point for me, because I'm an independent, I'm just going to keep it off rip, that I call them the Democrats and the Republicans. Okay? Because the foolishness that I see going back and forth is unreal. The level of social media attacks, not just at the guy that's in office, but God forbid you post something about him or you ask a question about him. For instance, it was a particular post that went up. It was a post about off of the president's Twitter page, where it was his authentic post stating about the tariffs and how much money the country made and this and that and the other. And I know a lot of people are like, if we got so much money, then why are we not feeding people? But see, that's a whole nother hoodwink game that they playing against us. But I'll get to that when I get to that. But he was talking about giving the citizens $2,000, those that wasn't of high income, if you will. So the question was, if you believe this, or if this is true, I think it said, if this is true, then how do you feel about the president? Well, lo and behold, and you know, social media is social media, and you can't take it for face value. It's entertainment purposes, but some of these people, oh my God, it's like the psychiatrist, the doctor, the lawyer. It's unreal how people carry on. But the level of non-answers that I got. I mean, we got somebody talking about somebody that couldn't eat, somebody that was disabled, somebody that had to help somebody. We had the felon call out the guy as to be a felon and a pedophile. I mean, it was just ridiculous. I think maybe two people answered the question. The question was simple: if he's gonna give us all $2,000, if this is true, then what do you say about the president, or what do you believe, or what do you think? One of those two, okay? If he's going to give the $2,000, if it's real, not all of that other stuff. Of course, the nation knows how everybody feels because we know how the media displays the guy. Just the same way when they attacked Clinton, when they attacked Obama, when they attacked Reagan, when they attacked the Bushes, if you will. It's the same psychological warfare that they pit at us, and that we as American people fall for it. Okay? We as American people fall for it. But let me just address the elephant in the room that bothers me so much, is that we call this guy a felon, if you will. It's the fake judicial system that's put in place, because if you knew the truth about the judicial system, you wouldn't allow them to do some of the things that they do to you. But nevertheless, they put in this place where they have a label called felon that is supposed to be one of the higher class levels of, a low life person, if you will, a criminal that can't get a job, can't do this and that and the other. How in the heck do we have the highest office in the United States, the highest job, and we allow him to have 36 felonies, if you will? Okay. Then we claim he's pedophile. Okay. Guess what? The felon thing has just backfired on us as a nation, if you will, because there's no way in the world, if I was a felon and I had any amount of felons under my belt and I went for a job and they denied me, and they allowing my man that's in office now to hold his job, then you're going to give me a job. You're going to give me a job, or I'm going to sue you for a job, because there's nowhere that the highest office in America is allowed to have a felon, and I can't even go work in a restaurant. And I'm not talking about nobody with violent criminal background. I'm talking about some of these simple petty felons that they just gave to people because they want to label them and they want to knock them down. We know how America is toward its own people. Okay, if you've been watching it play out for centuries, you know how America is toward not only its own people, but other nationalities just the same, just as well. But okay, there you go with the felon. Don't let nobody not hire you because you're a felon. If they're allowing this guy to be president, then you should be able to get a job. Every state should be a right to work state, whether you're a felon or not. That's my opinion. It makes no kind of sense that this guy could be in office with that many so-called felons if they really meant that much. Okay, but see, they're the label that they use to scare tactic to make you think that you was less than, and to stop you from being able to take care and feed your family, when half the time some of them labels shouldn't even be put on a person, but they should let you see how much weight they carry. The president of the United States of America is a felon. Okay, boom. Let's leave that right there. Then we talk about pedophilic. We so concerned about, what is it, the Epstein files? Who cares about the Epstein files? I could care less than the Epstein files. Let's talk about the files of our uncles and our grandfathers and our dads and our stepdads. I grew up with a pedophile in my house. How many of you grew up with a pedophile? How many of you grew up being touched by some family member as a little child? Okay, let's keep it real. Okay, what are we gonna do with the Epstein files when we get them? The Playboy Club, that was pedophilic. Okay, the level of pedophilic is across the nation. Judges, lawyers, doctors, plumbers, the mailman. Okay, is pedophilic is in our nation. Okay, so we get the list and they expose. They ain't gonna do nothing about it. What difference do it make? If this guy that's in the president's seat is pedophilic, who in your house is pedophilic? Which one of your uncles is pedophilic? Okay? Those are the things we need to address. We worried about some Epstein files. Okay? What about you being touched as a little girl or a little boy, if you will? What about the Catholic? Ain't nobody wanting to see the list of the archbishops in the Catholic religion. Okay, the list of those jokers that touch kids. How about the kids that's being touched in the churches, in these ministries, in these places today? Those are the things that we need to be addressing. Because what done happened in Epstein's land or island done already happened. But we got stuff continuing to happen now that nobody's addressing. Just like they not addressing the Epstein files, we not addressing what's going on in the homes of us people. And why I'm so about it? Because I was touched as a little child. Okay? And I know some other women and some other young men that innocence has been taken away from them as a little child. And we worried about the Epstein files. Okay? What we want to know, what judge's name is on there, what lawyer's name is on there, what doctor's name is on there, what actor's name. Oh, wow. We support all these people. Okay? We watch their movies. We listen to their songs. So what's, like, let's give it a break, American people. The thing that we should be concerned about is how our government is treating us as a nation, as a people that funds it, the taxpayer dollar. Okay? They literally shut down, and I'm going to say your government, because I just want to speak like that, if you will. It's my government just the same. Don't get me wrong. I'm an American citizen, whether I want to be proud of it or not from time to time. Okay? But we march. We march on bridges. We march down streets. We tear up cities. For what? For what purpose? Okay? For what purpose? These jokers still shut your government down, and it's going on and on. And I believe they're going to just carry it on out because we as American people are allowing them. You ever see some of them other countries when a leader won't do or the government won't do what they wanted to do? They don't go in their cities. They go to the source. Sort of like the January 6th deal. Okay, and hey, I'm not calling for it, but sometimes think about it. Maybe that's what the American people that pay their tax dollar, that they take all that money out your check. You slave hard from 9 to 5, from 11 at night to in the morning, whatever your shift is, keeping these places open, if you will. And then lo and behold, you a federal employee. They just don't give 2 cents about you, and you show up to work or you out of a job when they do decide that they want to pay you. Okay? Look at the what is it? The air traffic controllers, TSA, if you will. Okay? They're creating chaos right in our face. And we're not going after them. We're going after each other. We're literally going after each other. Like, make it make sense. Because a person might feel like Trump is their guy, or they like what Trump is doing. We all have our own minds. We all have our own right to believe and choose to believe and think how we want to think. If you want to believe in Trump, then you believe in Trump. If you want to believe in Biden, you believe in Biden. If you want to believe in the things that Obama did, then you believe in them. Who is anybody to stop anybody from believing how they choose to believe or saying that they are wrong? We got it so misconstrued. And then we attack people for their beliefs. Are we serious? Go attack them jokers that's robbing y'all blind. Elon Musk showed us that they done robbed us blind. They've been robbing us for years. How you make $93,000 a year and you worth 100 million, 200 million? Why? Because they have been stealing our taxpayer dollars. Okay? And now they want to play leverage with your money, okay? Our money, your money, if you will. No, show up to Washington in what you call that protest and march around the Capitol, if you will. Don't harm nobody, don't hurt nobody, but make them do what they supposed to do. You elected them. They 79 and 80 years old, don't got a clue, in my opinion, on what's going on. They need to have been voted out. They needed to have been ousted out. I don't believe that they've all been voted to stay. I think it's all rigged to keep them there so they can continue to rob and steal and do exactly what they're doing. And let me tell you something. There's nothing no different than a democrat and a repussocrat. They are one in the same and got you believing that there's something different. Okay? Because there's nowhere in the world that you shut the government down. In my opinion, they've been planning on this for a minute. Every time they get to that place where, oh, we're going to shut the government down if we don't agree on this and we don't agree on that and we don't come together and all this foolishness, right? I think in 2019, it went to like 35 days. They were trying the temperature of what they could get away with. Okay. And now they have gotten to the point where they have clearly gotten away with what they got. The courts can't tell them what to do. They can't tell each other what to do. Nobody knows what to do. And the American people are sitting here suffering, still allowing them to take your money out of your taxes. If I was you, I would go to that job and tell them, take your taxes to zero. Okay, you pay your taxes how you want to. What, they gonna lock us all up if we all withdrew our tax dollar? I bet you they'll get it together. I bet you they'll get it together and they'll figure it out and they'll be more about the American people. No, but no, we go to work faithfully and we let them take out and we pay our income taxes and we get back whatever they want to give us back when it's time to get it back. It's a whole Ponzi scheme, if you ask me, that they have been doing to the American people. It is so unfortunate. Like, subscribe, and share if you will. This political foolishness is sad and ridiculous on so many levels. Okay? That we have allowed them to brainwash a certain amount of us, because we ain't all asleep and we ain't all still stuck in the matrix. Okay? Some of us have become wise to the foolishness and the buffoonery that this government has put in front of us. Okay? And are responding and acting accordingly to getting their fares and their whatever in order to not allow them to whatever. Okay? Oh, they're starving them. The president is starving the American people. No, the president is not. Okay? Even if he's told to do something, Congress has to pass it. Okay? Them dingbats, if you will, and God forgive me for calling them names, but that's exactly what they are at the age that they are, trying to run a country for baby boomers, Gen X's. Come on already. Like, give me a break. Give me a break. Vote them out. Vote them out. Or have we voted them out and just like everything else is rigged? Is the voting system rigged? I bet you your bottom dollar it is. Okay? Allegedly. I bet you your bottom dollar it is. Allegedly. Because there's no way in the world. Mitch McConnell can't even stand up, and God bless. What's her name? Oh man, I just called her name in the last episode. That she retired. Pretty girl, old lady, pretty girl, I call her. She'll come back to me. She's right there at the tip of my tongue. I was just talking about her, but nevertheless, she retiring. She's smart. She getting out while she ahead, because they about to lock them all up. If you ask me, they're about to start auditing, okay, and finding the money trail. That's all you gotta do is find the paper, follow the money trail, follow the paper trail, and she getting out. He's saying, "I'm out," and I don't blame her. If Mitch McConnell, he need to like, "I'm out." What's the other? Schumer, "I'm out." Okay, all them old heads, they need to get up on out of there. They the ones playing games with the system, and then them young ones that I don't know what they trying to make, what kind of stand they kind of make, but they should know better. If there's any, I couldn't even tell you who is the 6 or the 5 that's not voting. I haven't even gotten that deep into it because it don't matter. They're gonna do what they want to do anyway. But I just hope it's not no young congressperson that is, calling themselves holding the American people hostage to prove a point or to, in their opinion, to get what they want. They've been getting what they want for years. They've been robbing us forever. Okay? They've been robbing us. You can't come in the Senate, you know, mediocre income and leave millionaires if you ain't robbing the American people. I mean, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But yeah, y'all need to get off of the fact that the guy is, if you feel like he's pedophilic, go after that pedophilic family member of yours. Okay, because we all got one in our family. Trust me, perverts, if you will, touching on their little niece or their little granddaughter or their little daughter or their little stepdaughter, if you will. Okay, or even son. Okay, the churches. It's just it's unrealistic how the political warfare, if you will, have got the people so caught up at pointing fingers at a group of people that is not doing what they should be doing for us. When you point your finger, it's 3 pointing back at you. What are you doing to make a difference? Okay, for the sake of, they're starving the Americans, or they ain't nobody starving. People might be shooting a little bit bad or was dependent on that food. But let me tell you something. A lot of information have been going out for years about stock up, make sure you have enough food, make sure you have enough water for whatever. Most people thought it was for catastrophe, for the hurricane or whatever. Probably was just for a time such as now, that those that rely on government assistance, if you will, especially the food stamps, that you would have a backup plan, that you would have enough to survive, to we can get over the hump of whatever foolishness that they think that they're doing. Or guess what? Could it be the end of the government? Have you ever even thought about that? It's something more deeper and sinister going on with this government, if you will. I've always heard theories about corporation has ended in 2019 and that we're in a republic now, and it could all be because most conspiracy theories and theorists becoming true. Okay, we call them conspiracies because we don't want the American people to believe in what these people are telling us. Okay, and then when lo and behold, half of them be 100% right and 100% on point. But back to the people not being able to eat. If we can help one another when there's a hurricane or there's a tornado, what's the difference? If we have a neighbor or someone in crisis, or somebody need a little help with a little extra food or whatever, excuse me, we not going to look out and help our brethren? The good old body of America, we not gonna help one another, you know? And a lot of people or in a lot of organizations, if you will, coming to the rescue. Different groups is putting together different food things, if you will, to help those that may need food. But in my opinion about the food stamp thing, the level of fraud in it, it's a wonder why it came to a bubble and bust, or a pimple with a head and burst wide open. Okay. I saw somewhere where somebody said they should just shut it all down, make everybody reapply, and do the due diligence to see who really needs it and who's really doing whatever with it. Don't know if that's would work pretty well, but kind of sounds like maybe we would get rid of some $1 million worth of fraud, if you will. you know. And a lot of the fraud, they allow it, they do it, they connected to it. You know, everybody got their little dibble, dabble, if you will, in some portion of the fraud, because it is not just happening without them knowing that is happening. And whoever them is, those that are connected to the operation of which the thing is flowing. Let's keep it 100, keep it real. Just like drugs being bought in America, okay? They were bringing it through the Army, the Navy, if you will, on the ships. Like, come on. So, the plot against, here we go again, the plot against us American people. Yeah. Let's infiltrate certain areas and certain lands. No, how about this? Certain demographics with this particular drug. But see, the more they target a certain demographic of people, the more it backfires and hits that demographic of people that they didn't want it or intended to. So you have to be real careful, you know, American government, on how you do what you do and who you think you're treating the way you're treating. And if, we as a people, there's a scripture, whether you believe in the Bible or not, a lot of books got a lot of good passages. It's the level of your mindset on what you believe that you ingest in it. But that scripture, Book of Chronicles, says, I think it's 7:14, if I'm not mistaken. If my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, turn from them wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and heal the land. Now, let me tell you the land. And let me tell you, you got to take that, for me, scripture personal. Okay? It's me that have to do the work, that have to humble myself, that have to turn from whatever thing that is not of positive etiquettes in my life. Okay? Then will my land be healed. Okay? In a collective of each individual in their prospective places. Okay? We're partials of land, but how did here on earth as humans? You got to do your part. You got to do your part. You got to take care of you. You got to take care of your partial of land and those that are connected to you that belong in your land. Okay? Because, A, trying to put it as a collective, it'll never happen. My relationship with God is my relationship with God. Okay? With inside of me. Yours is yours, however you choose to believe. But me, I got to get me right. I got to heal me. I got to do what I need to do for me in order for my land, in order for me to hear from heaven, if you will. And everybody has their different take and perspective on heaven, whether it's here on earth, whether it's it within inside of them, however you choose to see it, you see it. But it's just the idea of heaven being the better perspective of a place, if you will, than hell. Because guess what? However you choose to believe in hell as well, it could be here, right here on earth. We have dealt and are dealing in some hellish things right now, in some hellish ways, if you will. Okay? Our government is literally abating and putting people through hell right about now. Okay? Because it's a very uncomfortable place in situations and circumstances that they are affording to not do what they should be doing for the American people, that is causing havoc and chaos in the lives of some people that really rely and depend and trust and believe in the government, if you will. There's a lot that I have not understood, that the matrix got to come out of it. Got to stop believing in it. There's a lot that we've been taught that's not real. That's not factual. That's not true. But we all got to get to the place to learn and understand for ourselves. We can pick it up here and there, but until you believe for your own self, it don't matter what anybody says or how anybody else believes. You have to believe. You have to do the work for yourself. And I'll be darned if I'm going to let the Democrat or the Republican or any phase of this foolishness absurd all the work that I've done on myself to heal, to mend, and to restore, to be caught up in the hype of the foolishness. Now, I might play a little bit on social media because I can't believe some of the stupid stuff that people come on there saying about nothing, if you will. You know, what are you on social media against somebody's post? Write to Washington. Tell Washington all of that. That's who needs to hear it. Write your congressman, write your senator. Go stand on their steps. Go protest there. Okay? That's who need to hear that. Not your fellow citizen. Just because they believe a certain way, you want to go after them and attack them and say all kind of names and all that old stupid stuff. Like, what did I call it? We got the keyboard gangsters and we got the angry keyboarders. They on their keyboard, angry as hell, just talking all of that junk. Talking all of that junk. Like, what? You know, sometimes I get a kick out of responding to some of it, and then sometimes it's like it makes you want to just turn off your comments because people are ignorant to the 10th power. Like, I don't care about how you feel about what's, you know what I'm saying? I don't care that you don't like the guy. Okay, I don't care that he's pedophilic. Like I said, there was a pedophile that lived in my house. I had an uncle that was a pedophile. How many of you, I'm back at it again, had an uncle or aunt or whatever the case may be? It's in the land, it's in the nation. I mean, you know, so you might as well leave the guy alone. Let him run out his time in office, just like we let all the rest of them run out their times in office. You know, I don't see too many people saying much about the president that ushered in the transgender and the gay, lesbian, whatever. And yeah, hey, listen, ain't got nothing against them. That's their right. If that's what you want to do and that's what you choose, your sex is your, whatever your preference is, that's yours. But to usher it in, to force it upon other people like it's a nationality or something, and making people have to go along with it to get along, is another crap of bull crap. But we had a president usher that in, gave the okay corral for that. Okay? But no, he gets accolade after accolade after accolade because he was suave. He was smooth. if you will. So come on, it is what it is. Like I said, no, I'm gonna tell you something. The only guy I liked, and I'm being funny now, is Jim. What was it, Jimmy Carter? Because we was getting money back then. That was the money getting time. I think it was in the '70s, if you will, that we call it the peanut uh factory, the peanut gallery. But Jimmy Carter, people was getting paid. People was getting paid. And so I just suggest to you, don't let this political warfare, because that's all it is, divide and conquer. That's what they've been trying to do for us for years, divide and conquer. Think that your party is any different than the other party. They all the same in one, that come together. They need to do their job, and they have not. They have been robbing us blind, okay? And now they're having people work for nothing, causing chaos in the skies, causing people to, go low on food, if you will. Because I don't believe anybody else starved. We've had food pantries, we have soup kitchens that have been in place forever. So they might get a little hit harder in times like this, but nobody is going to starve, okay? And nobody is going to go without food. So, we need to, kind of like, yeah, people don't have the money that they relied on from the government, but, that's the setup. That's definitely the setup that they put us in. And now they trying to pull the carpet from under us. But I encourage you to do what you need to do for yourself and for your family. And at the end of the day, if it get as crazy as it gets, we may need to take a break off of some of that processed stuff. Okay, off of some of that no good food that they've been ushering through to us. It could be a blessing in disguise to a certain extent, if you will. We need to learn how to grow our own vegetables, okay? Raise our own chickens, if you will, and know what we eating, and maybe we can get rid of some of the diseases that they have inflicted upon us through the food that we've been eating with the food stamps that we've been buying it with. Oh my God. Oh, we as a people have to wake up out of our sleep and our slumber. We supposed to be the best nation and the richest and the Americans have to wake up and smell that coffee, and you know that, guess what? Smell the caffeine that's no good for you. Oh my God. Oh. But I encourage you to don't get weary in whatever well doing that you're trying to do and sustain in times like this. Can they keep it shut down forever? I would hope not. They can do whatever they want to do. Keep that in mind. I say prepare and conduct yourself accordingly. Whatever you need to do on a positive note to keep your family abreast, keep your family, your loved ones sane, because there's a lot of unhealed people out there that may not handle this as well as some of us people that have did our 360s, have healed, have did all the hard work to become whole again. There's somebody that cannot. And the energy and the atmosphere out here, I'm not going to call it wicked, but it's not the greatest for what we have going on in the world today. Watch what you input in your portals, in your open sockets, if you will. Watch what you hear and you listen to, and watch and pay attention to what you watch with your eyes. because some of it is not the greatest for those of us that are not as strong as the next person. I say we pray for one another, lift one another up, and help those that we may see that may have need. And remember, it's not in the party. At the end of the day, you're a human put here on earth, a piece of land, and it's your land. That if you would humble yourself and pray and turn from your craziness, guess what? He will heal your land. And those that are a part of it, I encourage you to not get weary in times like this, but trust whatever higher source that you believe in. He said that he'll supply all of our needs. So if your need right now is food and you trust him, he's going to supply it. You're not going to go hungry. Somebody is going to make sure that you're good. If you low on funds, have faith, trust. If you believe in what you say you believe in, listen to what you need to do so that you can make those ends meet. If you don't have a job, go apply for one. There's plenty of vacancies, or if you will, plenty of spots. Christmas time is here. Holiday season is here. There is a lot of job openings. They hire people seasonal, if you will. And if you're good enough, they'll keep you on. So if you need money and you need a job, go get you one. If you got some ideas and you want to start a business, start it. Oh, but be encouraged. Most important, be encouraged. And guess what? America put that guy in office. America put every person that has become president in office. And it behooves you that disrespects the highest office in America, no matter what their disposition is, no matter what their personality is, he is your American president that was voted into office. Have some respect. And that's for any president, whether we agree with them, like them, whatever they're about. We know ought to have some respect. Stay tuned and be blessed. Until next time, you've been tuning in to Let's Talk with Jazzy Wanda, just rambling on and on and on about the atmosphere and the mindset of the political arena that has been dispatched to us Americans. We need to pull our dollar back on a lot of things, especially our taxes. Stay tuned and be blessed. Until next time. I don't know when next time is. I'm only kidding. What's today? Today is Monday night. I guess I'll be back. Maybe I might be back tomorrow. It just really depends. Hey, when it's yours, you can do this. Maybe Wednesday, if you will. But people, love on your loved ones, love on your neighbor, and most important, love yourself. You are the most important being on this earth within yourself. And this is your power. Hey, keep it clean, keep it healthy, keep it sober. Stay tuned. That's enough for me. Stay tuned and be blessed until next time. Thanks over there on TikTok. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned till next time. This is your girl. Let's Talk with Jazzy Wanda.
Yeah.
Yes, TikTok. So when I end my broadcast, I have some music playing over there. And I just want to thank you for tuning in. You know, follow me, like, subscribe. If you local in the Florida, Central Florida area, we have a free
I said it's
Thanksgiving
conflict in all
basket,
areas,
and we have a
nigga,
gift for
choose
you
the
Christmas
side.
program.
You can win or you can lose, nigga. It's do or die. Energy don't lie.
Let's
It
Talk
just
with Jazzy Wanda
testify.
has
For what they
social
saying, I
media
just look
pages.
them
I
deep
usually
into their eyes,
post
going against the
those
God in me. Now that's
events on
suicide.
there.
Higher
But if
self,
you're in need of a
higher
turkey
level, higher wealth. To
basket,
move like
food
this, you gotta
basket
put your
for
pride upon
Thanksgiving,
yourself. They say money is power, but
go to
knowledge
Let's
way
Talk with
stronger.
Jazzy Wanda's page, and you'll find the information on how to sign up for a Thanksgiving basket.
Do you think your
Yep.
Wu-Tang sword can be
Stay
dangerous?
tuned. Thanks for tuning in.
They say
Now I gotta
money
figure
is
out how to
power,
turn
but
this
knowledge
off.
way stronger. My soul pure gold, so I live way longer. My mind think righteous, yeah, my bloodline chosen. My energy is positive, words unspoken. I'm so illuminated. I shine brighter than Illuminati. Walking on water, now they really know I'm God body, gifted from birth. So the life I face is hard body. Had so much love in my heart, they had to apply pressure. Now I'm a fine diamond, yeah. Said I'm a fine diamond.
Shadow boxing and the Wu-Tang sword style.
No matter how hard they try, I found myself in divine timing. Now they follow what I say like my name Simon. Led the chosen ones to victory in divine timing. The time is near, the signs are clear. 144, activation is here. We rise in the vibration with no fear. Oh, the Thundercats we all hear. And now it just don't seem fair. It just don't seem fair.